Good evening, everyone. I just was out in the garden and I was watering. I figured I would do a quick garden tour real fast. I'm over here in my roses. They are not currently blooming right now. It's been really hot and dry here recently, but I figured I would do a quick garden tour, give you an update on everything that's been going on in the garden. Aren't those marigolds beautiful? They are blooming everywhere. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I haven't done a video in a while. A couple of weeks ago, I had an invasion, and it was not a good invasion this time. We had grasshoppers, and they were everywhere. They attacked my garden. They ate everything. They were eating fruit, not just the leaves, but the fruit. Are you following me? Huh? Are you looking for your treats? So Peanut's new treat, I know if you've watched my past videos, she loves kale, but I've got a bunch of little carrots in here. They're not quite big enough to do anything with. I never got them thinned out, but her new favorite treat is carrots. Will you sit pretty? There you go. But that is her new favorite treat lately. She just loves carrots. She's figured out that they're nice and sweet, and I think she thinks they're puppy treats. So I'll give her a carrot while we're doing this. But I just wanted to start out showing what everything is looking like. We have trellises growing everywhere. And we'll go through and show you everything here in just a minute. My beautiful gourds growing. I will get over there in a minute. They are just growing everywhere. They are all the way up these cattle panels. These cattle panels are good, about 7 feet tall. They might be just a touch taller, but everything is growing really nice up on the trellises. Over here, these are my beans. It's about time to pick some beans again. If you watched my other videos, I did a lot of canning of some beans. But these things are just monsters this year. There is beans all over up here that are ready to pick again. I mean, just tons of them. They are growing like crazy, and like I said, this is way over my head. It's good 7 feet tall, but they are growing everywhere. My herbs are doing really well. Lots of oregano. I still need to get some of this picked and get it in the dehydrator. My basil's doing really well. And got strawberry plants down here. I think they might be done for the year. I haven't seen any flowers. And then these are really fun this year. These are my first time growing these. These are yard-long beans. I've heard they kind of taste like an asparagus and a bean, but this was only about an inch long last week, and look how much it's grown. And this one is the same. This was, I mean, it is now, okay, well, let's see if I can show you the length of my arm. That is just crazy, and this is maybe a week and a half long, but this will be fun. I have never tried these, never tasted these. If you've ever tasted those before, let me know what you like to do with them, or if they can be canned. I'm not sure. Can you can them like a green bean? But those are really fun this year to see those growing, and they grow just like the green beans up on the trellis. But so far, I just see the two. But the grasshoppers came in and they invaded and they ate all of the flowers, all the leaves. So now all of my leaves and flowers are finally coming back. So I'm hoping everything will start growing. And what I'm talking about is here's my Brussels sprouts. Do you see what they did? They came in and just invaded my garden, and in a matter of a week, they just wiped out everything. And I've got lots of Brussels sprouts growing down here. They're still really tiny, but I'm hoping they will keep growing now that the grasshoppers are gone. Unfortunately, I did have to go and get some spray, and I don't like to do that usually, but I ended up having to spray for them because they had taken out my entire garden. Over here are my blackberries. They are doing really, really well. And these are giant zinnias. They are getting ready to bloom. They are very pretty when they bloom. Here's a purple one back here that bloomed. Isn't that pretty? And buried behind it is my blueberry that somebody had sent me. It's right here. This is my blueberry that somebody had sent me off my Amazon wish list. And that was an anonymous sender, so I still thank you very much. We love blueberries. Can't wait to get some blueberries. I'm thinking it'll probably be next year before I get any. Over here in this pot, I just have some bush beans growing, and they are ready to pick now. So I'm going to be picking some of that this coming weekend, and I will get some more potted up. Now here is my pepper bed. They are doing great. Both of these beds are peppers, and these are those Mad Hatter peppers that I got from Teresa over at Stringfield Ridge Farm, and I've been waiting patiently. They are getting really big. Look at the shape of that. Isn't that neat? This is the first time I've ever grown these, but they are covered in peppers. They are everywhere. And I've been waiting for them to get red so I can pick them, because it says they are ready to pick when they are red. And this is exciting because this one this week is about half red. And I'm going to be saving seeds from these because I don't have any more. And I've got some friends I'm going to send some seeds to. One of them is Mike over at Mike's Kayak Gardening. I'm going to send him some seeds. And we'll have some seeds for next year. And next to it, these are some Scotch bonnets. They are still really little, but they are very spicy. And over here, there are jalapenos everywhere growing. Oh, that one I must have left on there too long. But we have jalapenos growing everywhere. Going to be making cowboy candy with that this year. There's some more. So very exciting this year. We've had lots and lots of rain this spring, which really helped the plants. Like these are covered in jalapenos also. They are just covered in them. So it's about time to start picking them. We've picked a couple of them and made some Mexican food the other night. I canned up some pork, and I went ahead and just made some. I also canned up pinto beans, and I went ahead and just heated those up, threw some green chilies in them and some jalapenos in them, and we just threw them on some tortillas, and oh, they were good. They were nice and spicy. These are some Sugar Rush peach peppers. They are growing. We picked some of these this year, and those I've got a kind of a zip to them too. They are pretty spicy. There's some more underneath. Right next to them, I need to get these picked. These are Anaheim peppers, and they are turning red on me already. So I need to get those picked. There's some more Anaheims growing. I'm going to put those on my barbecue, and I'm going to roast them, and then I'll de-seed them and de-skin them, and then toss them in my freezer. They're great to make green chili with. Over here are my green bell peppers, but I picked some green bell peppers last week, and I made some Philly cheesesteaks. So I don't have any of those growing right now. Back here are those ground cherries that we're trying for the first time this year. They are covered in them. My husband ate one the other day and said it was wonderful. So we are waiting for some more to ripen so I can taste them. I've heard they taste like pineapple, so that will be exciting. But those are covered in ground cherries over there. But those are my two pepper beds, and they were doing wonderful. And when we had that invasion of the grasshoppers, they started eating peppers. They ate one of my pumpkins. It was about the size of a tennis ball. They ate the entire thing in 2 days. But this is what they did. These were my huge marigolds. If you've seen my last videos where they were huge and had blooms all over them, they ate every leaf off of them. Just devoured them. All of these leaves right here have just now grown back in the last week after we sprayed for them. But look at this. This is crazy. They ate everything. They ate my bean plants. They ate all of my kale. They got in and ate my cabbage. I ended up having to pull it and throw it away because they had eaten huge giant holes in it. They started to eat my celery, so I went ahead and I cut it and got it in the freezer. And over here, my squash plants are huge. And there is a sunflower that is just now finished blooming. There's a bunch of buds on here. So we should have some more flowers soon. And here is another tiny little baby pumpkin that is growing. This one I don't think got germinated. Or not germinated, pollinated. But the pumpkin is now growing back. The leaves on this poor pumpkin are gone. The grasshoppers ate all of the leaves. Look at that. So this is finally starting to grow back. So hopefully we will have pumpkins this year. I don't know. We only have about 2 months until our first frost. There is a nice pumpkin up there growing on the trellis. I can zoom out and show you. But it is up there on the trellis. So we might get that pumpkin this year, but I don't know about the others. Those are jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, so they get kind of large. But these are the leaves of my yellow squash, but you can see the bite marks in them where the grasshoppers just ate them, and they're turning pretty yellow. I think I'm going to go ahead and trim all these yellow leaves off now that the grasshoppers are hopefully gone. I have seen a couple more this last week, but not like it was when you would walk out here last week. It was just thousands and thousands and thousands of grasshoppers. You would walk through the garden and they would just jump all over you. It was horrible. I've never had that problem with grasshoppers before. But here is one of my yellow squashes, and it is doing amazing. We've been picking and eating off of it. There is another one down there I need to get picked. I'm going to do a video in the next couple of days. I got to get out here and get some stuff picked. I got to get peppers picked and some squash. And I've got a couple of nice sized zucchinis. Are you back? Are you looking for more carrots, huh? You want another one? She sees me over here by the carrots. Let's see. These are really tiny carrots this year. I planted them way too close together. Look at her. She's patiently waiting for the carrot. Can I have the stem? There you go. Get her one more while we're here. This dog loves her veggies, huh? There's another little one, huh? Snap the stem off. Okay. Peanut just loves her veggies, her kale and her carrots. But over here are my zucchini plants, and they are huge. I will have to walk around to the other side to show you the zucchinis that are growing in there. Over here I have some cayenne peppers that are growing, and a bunch of them that need to be picked. Aren't those beautiful? I just put these in the dehydrator, and then I just grind them up to make red chilies. Oh, see, there's another one in there. There's a grasshopper right there. Get off my plant. Yep, they seem to be coming back, but I've only seen a couple of them. And these are my Tabasco peppers. I still have not seen any flowers on them this year. It's really strange. Well, maybe that is a flower right there. Yep, that's a flower right there. So maybe they're going to start to flower. Here is another one of my poor marigolds that they just ate everything off of, and it wouldn't be bad, but they were covered in flowers, and they ate the flowers. I want to save seeds this year, so I can plant them next year, and they ate all the flowers off. That one's got a little bit of seeds in it I can save, but they ate all the flowers off. So I'm hoping everything blooms again so I can get some more seeds for next year. I still have a lot left, but I like to save seeds every year. These are my cucumbers. They're not doing so well this year. These right here are regular cucumbers. And these are the pickling cucumbers, and they are just now starting to grow. I think maybe the temperatures need it to warm up. We are finally starting to get some pickling cucumbers. So I'm going to need to make some bread and butter. There's more of them down there. Are you back again, huh? She's out of carrots again. She just loves her carrots. So this is Peanut's carrot garden this year. We're going to just give it to her. But I have lots of carrots that I had canned last year, so I don't really need to can anymore this year. I have lots on the shelf. So this year those are just Peanut's carrots. Or we will just eat some fresh. But over here I planted one in between the long yard beans and the Kentucky Wonders. I did plant a cucumber over here, and we have picked a couple off of here already. I can get to the leaves, but this one is pretty good size. So they are doing really good over here. The other bed not so well. This one is really nice. I picked one of those last week, and we made some tzatziki, and oh, it was delicious. That sauce you can put on everything. Okay, over here, like I said, this is my zucchini bed. These zucchinis are monsters this year. The back plant is not doing as well. It's a lot smaller. Of course, there's another grasshopper. And I have not got any zucchini off of it yet, but this one I have picked a bunch of zucchini off of already. And look at these beauties. I am letting these two zucchini in here get really large. Oh, there's another grasshopper. Because I am going to be I'm going to be doing a video on it too. It'll come out probably this week. There's another huge one down there. But I'm going to be making mock pineapple, and you do it using zucchini. So hopefully that video will be out in the next couple of days. I'm going to be picking these probably tomorrow, and then I'm going to get them started. So if you want to watch that video, here's some tomatoes. This is one over here is starting to turn red. Tomatoes, they are nice and big this year. I can't wait for them to all turn red. We've gotten a couple of tomatoes lately, but not a whole lot, but it's coming. They are all red and really huge. This is it's falling over on me. They are in tomato cages, but they are growing over the top of the tomato cages. These tomatoes are, I don't know, probably a foot over my arm. I'm a little over 5 foot. So they're probably a good 6.5 feet tall, if not a little bit taller. But these are some beef steaks in here. They are just growing everywhere. There are tomatoes all over, so that is exciting. I can't wait because I need to make some more tomato sauce. I need to can some more. We have got only 1 jar left from last year, but these tomatoes are just covered in tomatoes. So we should have lots growing soon. Here are a whole bunch more down there. There is a red one there. I need to get picked. And like I said, the grasshoppers invaded my celery. I only had 6 plants, so I went ahead and cut it. But that was just a week ago when I cut it. And I am amazed. I cut it off at the top. Normally I just pull the whole thing out and throw it away. But this year I decided to try to... Are you back again? I'll get you some carrots in a minute. But this year I decided to just chop the top off and let them regrow, because I had watched a video and somebody had did that, and every one of them is growing back, and this is just a week, and they are already, oh, I don't know, 4 inches tall in a week. So that is really exciting. So maybe I can get a second round of celery growing. And I'm also in the next couple of days, we'll see what the temperature does. It's supposed to be about 100 degrees here the next couple of days. There's some more beans growing. I really got to get these picked and get them in the fridge. But I'm going to be filling these empty spots. This had my bok choy. I'm going to go ahead and do a fall planting of bok choy. My cabbage was over here, and my spinach was over here, and it is done for the year. So I am going to be doing a video, and hopefully it'll come out late this week or maybe early next week. I'm going to get all of these pea pods I have growing on here. I let them hang here and dry. I'm going to be picking all these off, and I'm going to be saving some of them for next year. And I'm also going to replant some more just right along the bottom there. But I'm also going to be doing some videos. I'm going to be putting some seeds in right here. I'm going to put some more spinach in, and probably some more lettuce seeds, just so we can have another fall planting. But I'm going to get all of these peas picked and get them harvested so I can have them for next year. These are my chives. Back here are my garlic chives, and they are flowering. So they are very pretty, and there's more peas here that I let hang and dry. And up here on this trellis, I'll zoom out so I can show you. This is butternut squash. And I'll go all the way over, because over here is also butternut squash planted on this side. And these things are monsters. They are about ready to pick. There's one right there. That one is kind of odd shaped this year. Normally they look more like these. These two are getting close also. They are gigantic. They are bigger than my hand now. So those are growing really well, and there are still some flowers on here, and there's some more baby ones. There's a little one growing here, and there's another one growing here. So we should get a couple of more of those growing. But they still have flowers on them. And in the box under them are beets. The grasshoppers did a pretty good job chewing on the leaves of those beets too, but the beets in the ground are fine. They need to be picked. I have got some pretty good sized beets in there. Let me pull one and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, they're ready to be picked. That is a nice sized beet. So I'm going to have to can up some more beets. That is a really nice size. Oh, there is another butternut squash back there. So I'm going to have to get those pulled, get them canned up. Here is the kale for the chickens and the chihuahua. And the grasshoppers pretty much ate most of the leaves off of it, hoping it will grow back so the chickens have some kale to get them through. And over here, this is the first year I have tried okra, and the plants haven't done so well. They're really, really small, but they do have some okra growing on them. I only have like 4 of them growing right now, so I'm hoping we can get some more, because it's not enough for a meal. And then on this trellis is my gourds. And this one, the grasshoppers did try to eat it, so it does have some scarring on it, but it looks like it's going to be alright. And then up here, there are some really large gourds growing. I'll show you with my hand. They are huge this year. This is about twice the size we got last year. There are a couple more right there. And right above my head on the butternut squash vine, there are more gourds growing. They are growing everywhere. They are just beautiful to watch them grow. I'm hoping I can dry them this year. These are birdhouse gourds. And I'm hoping I can dry them when they get a little bit bigger and possibly drill them out and make birdhouses this year out of them. Last year I did it and then they ended up rotting on me, so I have to figure out something different to dry them. So if you have any tips on how to dry gourds, last year I left them out here in the winter to dry, and with the snow on them they just ended up molding and rotting on me. So if you got any tips to dry gourds, I would appreciate it if you could put it in the comments below. Now down here I have some watermelons. They are still kind of growing, but the grasshoppers, they got attacked by ants early this spring, so they are very small. And then the grasshoppers got them, so I don't know if we will have any watermelons or not. The plants are really small, and we've only got a couple months until winter comes. Usually we start to get our first frost about mid-October, late October here in Colorado. This is a patty pan squash, and it does have some squash growing down there. It's got a couple of little ones. There were some larger ones, but the grasshoppers also came in and invaded it, and they ate my squash. So there are a couple of little ones growing, so hopefully we will get a couple by the end of the year. Here are some large red cherry tomatoes. We have not been able to pick any this year yet. This is kind of weird because we normally pick cherry tomatoes before we get any large ones. And this year the large ones are bigger, or they've turned red before the large tomatoes have. There's a pot with another tomato. I believe that's a Rutgers. And then these tomatoes over here, these are growing in some pots, and I just have them with tomato trellises, and we actually had to attach them to the fence this year because they were falling over from the weight of the plants. They are a little over my head, a couple inches over my head, so just over 6 feet, but they are covered in tomatoes also. Lots of tomatoes growing. So we are having a wonderful year for tomatoes. The tomatoes are just doing really nice this year. As you can see, they are everywhere. Lots of tomatoes. So we are hoping for a good harvest, and I can make lots of sauce with them. And I would like to do a diced tomatoes this year. So I'm hoping to, if I can get enough. And over here, these are indigo pear tomatoes. They are starting to fall over from the weight of all the tomatoes on them, but they are covered in them. I need to get these picked. They just grow in little clusters. Now these ones don't have, they call them an indigo pear because they're supposed to have the purple on the top. This plant right here, which is from the same seed pack, these ones do not have the purple on them, but if you go right next to it, which was the same seed pack, these ones have the purple on them, which is really weird. So I'm not sure how I got, as you can see, these have not turned yellow yet. They're a yellow pear indigo tomato. But that is weird how one plant has the purple and the other plant does not have the purple. So not sure what's going on there. I have tried one of these. They are pretty acidic tomatoes, but they are good. Here are some more beans growing. And this again is the trellis with the gourds and the butternut squash. So we've got lots of stuff trellising this year. Garden is doing wonderful this year. So I just wanted to come on here and do a quick garden tour, and I'm going to be doing some other canning videos and some more gardening videos here in the next couple of days. I've got to get lots of stuff picked and canned up. Like I said, the mock pineapple will probably be the next one that you see for canning. But everything is just doing absolutely wonderful this year. So I just want to thank everybody for joining me today in my garden. And joining Peanut, huh? Would you want more carrots? She would eat carrots all day if you let her. But thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So thanks for watching and have a great day.